I recently went on a trip and traveled via airplane and was weirdly stopped at TSA. I don't know if the reason was racial or the razor blade hidden in my deodorant. Either way, it felt targeted. This led me to the question, what are the craziest things people have brought on a plane? So the first thing we're gonna look at, it says knife bread, and we have a giant picture of bread and a knife. No, this bread is keto and that knife is Nito. It's also illegal. Found at SeaTac. That last part didn't rhyme. It was gonna be cool, but they fucked it up. I got a I have a better rhyme. There's a knife in bread. If no one finds it, the pilot is dead. Because I'll take over the plane and fly into a Great Dane. But I'm also more curious, what was the plan with this? Because what are you gonna do? Are you trying to jack the plane, or are you trying to make someone eat it and then they die? Like they swallow it whole and they die? For instance, myself, I eat so fast that I probably wouldn't notice that a knife was sliding down my throat until it was too late. No, that sounds like I have a, like I swallow big objects. Okay, nothing suspicious here. It just says pro boil, which don't know what that is.
I hope nobody notices my boil.
This jar of pro boil, which already wouldn't have been allowed on the flight, cringe, why, was packed with a baggie of methamphetamine. Oh. Which is definitely not allowed anywhere. I actually beg to differ. I live in Portland, and we love meth. We actually even encourage kids to do it as well. And you might think that's a bad... Why would you do that? That's crazy. Because then if we get it out of their system early, then they won't want to do it later in life. Force them to take a lot of meth, get them freaked out, have them like, you know, scratching at their face and shit. And then after like a week or a year, however long it takes them to realize they don't want it, no more addictions. They're good. So, you know, we're just trying to clean Portland up as much as we can. On a completely different note, something I tried to bring on a plane and it got me stopped for some reason. I brought my thongs. Now hear me out. It's not usual. It's just like sometimes it's more comfortable. Nonetheless, they took out my thongs and just kept them. And I was like, guys, what the fuck? And they're like, you're good to go. Mind you, before he even told me to leave, I literally saw him sniff them. He was like, and then he was like, you're good to go. What is that? New Orleans again makes the list with a completely unhidden firearm loaded with 163 rounds. What the fuck? So, okay. Did he think he could have, was he expecting TSA to be on lunch, maybe? Like all of TSA was just happened to be on lunch? Maybe it was a small airport. You don't know. You can't automatically assume he's, you know, retarded. I see what they're doing here. This shouldn't be illegal at all. This is just funny. That's a funny prank. You're bringing a bang on a plane that goes bang? That's so funny. That's comedy. Anything's fine if it's comedy.
I get enough sleep. I can even learn.
The most harm this device was ever capable of was the damage it did to whoever drank a can of Bang Rainbow Unicorn. This improvised explosive device was inert and wasn't really a threat to anyone. In any case, the person who intended to use it didn't fly anywhere that day. That's fucked up. I can't stand for that. That's
If you've ever been on a plane, you know that there are very strict rules on board to make sure that everyone is safe. But that doesn't keep strange events from happening. Just wait until you see which animal people are allowed to bring on board. If this is your first time visiting our channel, don't forget to subscribe and please
Shut up.
Babies in overhead bins. Overhead bins
I'm listening.
are the perfect place to put your bags to make sure they don't get in your way. And you can put babies there too. Actually, this is what you were supposed to do in the 50s. Baby seats used to hang from the overhead compartment. The parents had the chance to enjoy the flight sitting comfortably in their seats while their babies slept above their heads. Unfortunately,
So, so you're telling me that those fucking babies that do not know how to shut their mouths, okay, we can throw them in the overhead bins and we haven't been doing this? I feel absolutely sick to my stomach right now. That is just begging for attention. That's all they're crying for. They don't need anything. Just toss them in the overhead bin. And we stop this for what? Oh, a little turbulence. Oh, shaken baby syndrome. Oh, that's bad. Look how I turned out. I'm fine, and my parents dropped me like 100 times. I don't care if the flight's an hour long. If that baby is crying, I am dying. The fuck is this? Is this just like a burrito? Maybe? Meth in a burrito. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Again, not really seeing the issue here. It seems that TSA has some kind of problem with meth. Who's to say you can't enjoy a little meth burrito? Who's to say that? That's a Portland classic. That's a Portland classic. We love meth. We love burritos. Put that shit together. Boom. That's a meth burrito. Now, another thing I got stopped at TSA for was, how do I put this? So, they found a woman inside of my luggage. But not just any woman. It was my girlfriend at the time, and she was okay with that. She wanted that. She was a big saver, did not like spending a lot of money, and she said, hey, this is more cost efficient. Just lock me up inside here, and let's see what happens. Turns out they figured it out. I'm not sure if it was, their machines or whatever they do, or they just smelled her. I think she smelled pretty bad at the time. They took her out and they're like, hey, what the hell are you doing? You're not, you're supposed to have a ticket. She was like, didn't get the memo. And yeah, that got us promptly kicked out. And I broke up with her after that because she was like, okay, well, just buy me a ticket. And I said, no, I'm saving money as well. I'm not doing that. Okay, found another list, and it looks like cattle prod is the next one. And I don't really see the issue. 3 cattle prods stuffed inside a passenger's carry-on guitar case were found on September 14th. The passenger was allowed to repack them into a checked bag, a TSA spokesperson said at the time. Well, okay. I don't get why that had to be checked on. I feel like that is a great idea, because you know how people just jam up in lines, and then if they don't start moving when the line moves, they don't move with it. So a nice little, nice little shock can get them walking. That's what I always say. I personally do that on a smaller level, where I carry around a taser and just little, if I'm waiting in line at like Subway or something. This is great because there's so many bigger people, shall we say, at the airport, so they might not feel the taser. So a nice little cattle prod would be perfect to just, get them going. Gun in a PlayStation. All right. Now we're talking. This is interesting. A handgun hidden inside a gutted PlayStation console was discovered by TSA agents in Atlanta. Officer Theodosia White said she flagged the PlayStation after it went through an X-ray and didn't show a mass of computer parts. Right. Did she also flag it because of the fucking handgun? I just want to know who like thought that would pass. And another good question, did this pass before? Gun inside of a chicken. All right. Yes, that is typically where I keep my gun, though it is Nerf. That doesn't matter. It's still, you can't tell in the dark. So on November 7th, TSA agents experienced an unpleasantly early Thanksgiving feast when they discovered a handgun stuffed inside a raw whole chicken at Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood International Airport in Florida. I think the real issue is the fact that he was trying to bring a chicken in the... No. Oh, yeah, because it's uncooked. So that should be a crime. You shouldn't be able to bring an uncooked chicken on a plane. Cooked, however, especially Costco, their Costco chickens, oh my God. I would bring that... Don't even get me started. But this, on the other hand... You're bringing a raw chicken onto a plane, and that's just something I can't get behind. That's someone who needs to get checked into a mental hospital. They need to get checked for schizophrenia or anything like that, because that is just unhinged. And speaking of hinge, if he were on that, I'm sure he would get no action, because he is bringing a raw chicken onto a plane, okay? Who does that? Who is bringing a raw chicken onto a plane and thinks that's acceptable? Doesn't matter, there's a gun in there. I don't give a fuck. Who is bringing a raw chicken? Okay, let's keep going. Fentanyl candy. Huh. Mac Miller's favorite snack. Nope, that's TSA officers confiscated about 12,000. What? 12,000 fentanyl pills from a suspect who had allegedly hidden them inside candy boxes and bags while going through the... That is horrifying. I'm going to be completely honest with you. They were... What the fuck? Genuinely, do people just... like, give that out? Or are they trying to kill people? Is that like attempted murder? Or do people actually take fentanyl for fun? Like, don't get me wrong. I definitely have... given candies that are laced with laxatives, but that's just funny. Fentanyl's not funny. It's a little funny, but it's not that funny. It's way funnier to see a kid shitting their pants after they take the candy than to see them die? No. Granted, if it's an old person and they're like, can I get some candy? And you're like, yes, please, take this. Have the whole box. That's fine. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And one piece of advice before I go. This is my first take. Let's see if I get something. If you read good